Oh, hello, Internet friends. Today I've been thinking kind of a little bit about religion. Now, there's nothing wrong with religion. Um, I'm a Christian, and I say that because, well, it's true. Um, I was baptized in the Lutheran Church, and I was confirmed at the same Lutheran Church. But the problem with religion is the fact that you can use that word, you can use that word to describe a lot of things. Okay? Being religious in your faith. Okay? Or you could be religious in something else. You could work out religiously, 3 times a week. You could religiously play the lottery. So, religion is a broad word. Christianity, spirituality, well, therein lies where it's a little narrower. Now, one of the things that the founders, the framers, the writers of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights did was they had in the First Amendment a separation of church and state, which is absolutely the right thing to do. Because in this country, we are a country of many religions, okay, many faiths. So in that respect, we are a melting pot of different belief systems. And there's also nothing wrong with that. And, having faith is a good thing. Being Christian is a good thing. Being Hindu is a good thing. Being Muslim is a good thing. It's all a good thing. Now, I'm not the best Christian, okay? I cannot sit and quote the Bible chapter and verse, okay? Because I think Christianity is a little bit more than a book. Christianity is, and really not even just Christianity, it's just doing, it's in your actions. By just being a good person, by just treating people the way you want to be treated. And that's a good thing. Now, in the New Testament, I do know this. New Testament is, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. But the New Testament, from what I understand, is mostly about Jesus Christ. And less about, not even close to being about, vengeance. Or, an eye for an eye. And the problem with that expression, an eye for an eye, is, well, then everybody's blind. And there are a lot of blind people in this country these days. And they're being, they completely, white nationalism, evangelicals, they're the ones that want to put religion in schools, which religion is the job of the family, the parents to teach, the grandparents. It's not the job of the teacher. because we have many different faiths in this country. But, and I'm probably not making any sense because I'm just talking. But, hang on. But the white Christian nationalists and evangelicals have hijacked religion. And they think they're the ones that are right and everybody else is wrong. I think a lot of Christianity is open to interpretation. Just as maybe even Islam could be open to interpretation. I don't know, I've never read the Quran. You know what, I've never read the Bible. But again, I don't think that makes me a bad Christian, and somebody who's never read the Quran that may be Muslim, I don't think that makes them a bad Muslim. It's all in the actions that we take with other people. But today, the white nationalists and the evangelicals have decided that Trump has been sent by God. And, if you really want to come right down to the brass tacks, we've all been sent by God. We're all here because of God. So, there's nothing wrong with that statement. But to say that he's like a Messiah is completely false. Okay, because I'm pretty sure he's broken every one of the commandments. Except for the one about thou shalt not kill. I don't know about that one. But he definitely has stolen, and he has borne false witness against his neighbors, and he has committed adultery. I'm pretty sure that he did not honor his father or his mother. So Trump is not a good example of a Christian man. And that's because he's not. Okay? He worships money. Okay? And he treats his cultish followers like crap. But here's one of the biggest problems about religion, is that religion divides. Excuse me. Religion really truly divides people. Catholics have a problem with Protestants because Catholics believe that they're the one true religion founded by Jesus, which is not true. Okay? Christianity was beginning, okay, but it wasn't founded by Jesus. I do not believe. And I think as long as you have a belief system, you're on the right track. Okay? But to turn around and say that Jesus is MAGA, that's false. Because we all know that Jesus was a turn the other cheek kind of guy. Jesus was for welcoming the stranger. Jesus was about feeding the hungry, clothing the naked. He wasn't about building a wall. Honestly, I think many of the MAGA are truly lost souls. Something deeply crazy has happened to those people in their lives that they needed something to believe in. And so, or they're way into Trump because he's a shitty human being. Okay? I mean, he came right out and said at a press conference yesterday or today, when a reporter asked him about this war in Iran, and if he's thinking about how it's impacting the Americans and their finances in this country. And Trump came right out and said it. I don't think about their finances. He doesn't give us we aren't even a blip on his radar. Okay. Well, that's not very Christian, is it? So, honestly, it's all in how you treat other people. It's all in what you do. That's what I think. And a man that's an adjudicated rapist, okay, found liable for the sexual or rape of E. Jean Carroll, whose name is on the Epstein list, who is burying the Epstein files, who was best friends with Epstein, who would go into the dressing rooms of little girls for their Miss Teen USA pageant or whatever it was, and not even give them a warning. Okay, there's something seriously wrong with a person like that. That ain't right. You know, he's protecting pedophiles. He's protecting chomos. Okay, that ain't right either. So how these far-right wingnut white evangelicals can say that he was sent by God in any kind of being the Messiah capacity, well, I think there's something wrong with their thinking. Because a man who's been credibly accused of sexually abusing, sexual misconduct of women, a man who treats women the way that he has treated them in the past, calling a reporter piggy, saying that she is dumb, that is not a good Christian person with good values. So anyway, that was just my rant, my thoughts that I wanted to get out there into the cyber world, out to the ether, and maybe you found some value in what I just said. Maybe not. I don't know. I can't read minds, but that's okay. As far as I know, nobody can. And honestly, seriously, would you want to read minds? But anyway, it's my take. It's my opinion. Think it over, or don't. It's completely up to you. But the last thing I'll say is, to my internet friends, you all take care of yourselves wherever you are.